Hi, my name is Gabriel Ang from Birmingham City University, student ID 22195430. Today I will talk about PepsiCo India and brief you on understanding how to adopt sustainable operation measures, specifically in the manufacturing industry, and how to tackle other underlying problems. Sustainability has been a persistent contemporary issue in the wake of global warming causing climate change and its impact on human health. In addition, business operation has come under intense scrutiny by various world organizations such as the UN and EU. As such, there has been numerous calls for firms in the manufacturing sectors to adopt sustainable operation measures. PepsiCo is a key manufacturing bottling company with 37 other plants and 3 state-of-the-art manufacturing units in India. The sustainability problem is then divided into 3 other aspects. Environmental sustainability. PepsiCo must also adopt environmental friendly measures to protect and conserve the environment. The firm must also ensure that its inflows do not pollute the environment and that the source of its raw materials do not deplete the environment as well. Economic sustainability. The management of PepsiCo is also challenged by the competitive nature of the market in which they operate. From this perspective, they must adopt strategies giving them a competitive advantage in the market. Social sustainability. PepsiCo must also enhance its public engagement initiatives as a way of giving back to the community and ensuring that the well-being of community and its other major stakeholders. Sustainability refers to the adoption of operation procedures or processes to achieve certain objectives without jeopardizing future generations. In the manufacturing sector, sustainability involves in conducting business operation without affecting the social, economic, or environmental aspect in which the business operates. From this perspective, adopting sustainable practices has become a bigger issue in the manufacturing sector for a very long time. We have been using the Earth's natural resources for thousands of years. Therefore, it stands to a reason that they will eventually run out, resulting in scarcity is often at higher prices and less wealth, and perhaps at war. It causes people to try harder to discover new other resources, which then might have unintended repercussions. Climate change, extinction of species, pollution, poor health, and poverty are just some of the knock-on repercussions of our excessive and wasteful use of resources. As a result of their interconnectedness, these problems typically compound one another. The environmental and the social problem is often monumental proportion. To achieve sustainable growth, we must make serious adjustments to current practices, which will need shifting away from a focus on products and towards a focus on services, as well as other practices such as cradle to the grave design and dematerialization. PepsiCo India has the same set of concerns as other institutions, governments, and individuals when it comes to sustainability. However, the scope of their authority and the issues they are tasked with resolving may vary. There is also a growing demand for businesses to practice sustainability. From this perspective, the following are possible solutions to sustainability problems. Switching to green energy. PepsiCo has made substantial efforts in the campaign for renewable energy. Non-renewable energy consumption is also the leading contributor to carbon emissions. and switching to cleaner forms of energy such as solar, wind, and geothermal power could improve the emission scale to avert the global warming and climate change crisis. Focusing on the reduce, reuse, recycling framework, this is also significantly feasible framework to ensure economic sustainability. The firm's ability to reduce the amount of plastic in its product packages would go a long way in reducing plastic waste in landfills. In addition, recycling promotes natural resources conservation and reduces non-biodegradable waste dumping into the environment. It is becoming increasingly apparent that many parts of the world, at least, that addressing the escalating climate crisis, species extinction, plastic pollution, inequality, and the achievement of the UN Sustainable Development Goals is essential to the long-term success of PepsiCo and the well-being of society as a whole. As such, the firm must enhance its corporate social responsibilities initiatives. Corporate social responsibilities covers a wide area of respective firms' action to ensure the well-being of their staff, customers, and society in general. PepsiCo has indulged itself in various CSR policies, such as offering support to the people living with HIV and AIDS in India and creating public awareness of the same. In addition, the company participates in environmental conservation measures to safeguard the interests of the community. CSR initiatives aims at impacting positive change in the community while at the same time promoting the business brands to the locals. In addition, PepsiCo must enhance its supply chain and supplier relations in a bid to ensure economic sustainability and gain a competitive advantage over its competitors. A well-structured and robust supply chain would help in reducing costs while enabling and enhance inventory management practices. As such, the firm will be in a position to maximize its utilization in sourcing, storage, and transport by reducing non-value adding activities in the supply chain market. In order to ensure environmental sustainability, PepsiCo wishes to switch to 100% consumption of green energy. This move would require the following prototype development for adopting the firm. The first initiative would be to determine the load of the entire setting, including operating plants and offices located within the premises. After determining the load, the firm could then design the power system of the location in the form of microgrid upon agreeing on the form of energy to explore. Many industrial players are adopting solar grids due to the ease of installation as compared to the wind, geothermal, and hydro. As such, if PepsiCo goes for solar, the most appropriate design would then be implemented to determine the number of panels required, among other factors. This design would be accompanied by a detailed power system analysis of microgrid to determine the efficiency in providing sufficient power to the plant. Adopting an optimized supply chain system and supplier management would go a long way in ensuring economic sustainability. Building a prototype in this case would call for a design of a supply chain management system that would include a better inventory management framework. For instance, PepsiCo India has adopted a robust demand forecast system implemented through machine learning and an AI that would help in determining the appropriate amount of raw materials used to source. This saves on holding costs of inventory, thus optimizing warehousing and logistic services. In addition, this stage would see a development of supplier management system whereby different suppliers of various products can be integrated to save on acquisition costs and associated with many other suppliers. In addition, it would also enable PepsiCo to ensure effective supplier monitoring, procurement, and controlling to ensure they acquire the products from sustainable sources. PepsiCo has developed prototypes for alternative methods of packaging to replace plastic bags where applicable. If such is unavoidable, the company should have a framework for sensitizing their customers on the need for proper disposal of the products to avoid damaging the environment. This also forms part of its CSR initiatives of educating the community on the need to conserve the environment. The enterprise could also develop a prototype for recycling the waste products, which includes the collection and treatment procedures for the optimum performance. This can be done using computer-aided design software such as CAD. Testing phase provides the firm with the opportunity to evaluate the feasibility of the ideation to solve the problems at hand. In this case, the identified solution would be tested by simulation and piloting. After the design of microgrid and conducting the power system analysis to switch to green energy, this model can be simulated using the appropriate software to determine the power generated would be sufficient for the plant. On the other hand, piloting the enhanced supply chain and supplier management system could also be conducted by bringing a few of the other processors and suppliers on board to the system to test the feasibility and the outcome. This would then give the firm a clear picture of the performance of the system and point out areas which require more improvement and changes. In conclusion, operating in an all-around sustainable operation can be challenging for manufacturing firms, especially due to the costs involved in ensuring environmental, economic, and social sustainability. For a company like PepsiCo, sustainable measures must be placed to enable the business to conduct its operation without affecting the community, social, economic, or environmental aspect and the market in general. From this perspective, the company must adopt sustainable measures such as switching to green energy, adopting the 3R framework, optimizing the supply chain, and enhancing its CSR activities. As such, the development of these solutions has utilized a 6-stage design thinking process where the idea has to pass through empathy, problem definition, ideation, prototype testing, and implementing phases. Through this, the manufacturing giant would be in a position to strike a balance between the three sustainability aspects. I've come to my end of my presentation slide. Thank you for taking your time to listening to my slides.